In the past, I've used every family vacation as an excuse to eat junk food from the moment that the tires start spinning. I have got to try something different this year because on our camping trip last summer, I gained 6 pounds in a week. Yeah. When you're on the road, you're eating out a lot, right? And we don't go to restaurants very often. So when we do, I want to pick something fun, interesting, or something that's hard to make at home. It takes a lot of willpower to pick the right stuff on a menu, and I have about as much willpower as I have golden nuggets. To be clear, I'm the cheap kind of mom who will lie about her kids' ages so they can eat free at the restaurants. Stop judging, we've all done it. These Cliff Bars are my absolute favorite, but 270 calories, 29 grams of carbs, 21 grams of sugar, and not to mention all the preservatives. So my generous sister has come to show me how to make homemade granola bars, and she has something even more delicious than that. Look at this scrumptious baby! This is my little nephew, isn't he cute? Moderation has never been my strong suit, so we actually planned 2 different kinds of homemade granola bars. These first ones are better than Kind bars, but it is essential for them to stay cool or they will eventually be in worse shambles than my laundry room. Actually, nothing's worse than my laundry room. This second recipe curbs even the fiercest of peanut butter cravings. Get a load of this chocolatey goodness! Didn't they turn out so beautiful and delicious? Ready? Cheers! Oh, decadent. These are so delicious that I have to hide them all before we leave. If I hadn't, then I know that my family would have eaten them all before we even hit the road, and then I would have had to unleash the flying monkeys, because you do not mess with a woman and her chocolate treats. Yay, now we're on the road. Like a lean queen, I prepped a chicken Caesar salad for lunch. A mid-afternoon snack ended up being a nameless number of these power balls that I created myself, like a mad scientist who had to blow up her lab in order to get the formula perfect. Only the lab was my poor kitchen, and the formula is a scoop of chocolate protein powder, a tablespoon of cacao powder, 10 pitted dates, a tablespoon of chia seeds, a cup of crushed walnuts, and a tablespoon of honey. The best part was that I tricked my kids into eating them. They didn't know that they were moderately healthy, they thought they were delicious. Knowing I was breathing in all that recycled air conditioning, I made sure to stay well hydrated. Finding a sushi buffet amidst all the pizza joints was like finding a unicorn. I love how I feel from eating sushi. It is a full, satisfied sensation, but not greasy and bloaty. The only thing I had to be careful of was that buffet sushi also means buffet dessert. What'd you say? Our hotel had your standard continental breakfast offerings, and amongst all the Fruit Loops, I did find real fruit, thank heavens. And no, that's not coffee, it's actually just hot chocolate, because I'm 12. When we found a chopped leaf restaurant, I knew the lunchtime gods were shining down on me. I felt so fresh after eating this happy salad full of avocado, matzah, apples, and goddess dressing. It was a massive bowl, too. It was at this really cute Irish eatery that I discovered a love for mango chicken. I wasn't aware that mango chicken is an Irish thing, but it is certainly now a Kiki thing. Once on the road again, we snacked on fresh fruit, which suits these guys just fine because they get weirdly excited about oranges. At Denny's, I ordered the healthiest looking dinner on the menu, and normally I appreciate broccoli. I just appreciate it a little less when my 2-year-old is sitting in my lap eating a juicy cheeseburger right under my nose. And then I further tormented myself by gazing longingly at the dessert menu. What is wrong with me? For breakfast the next morning, I opted for an omelet, which did not disappoint. That puppy was stuffed with steak and cheese and peppers, and when I finally finished it, I didn't even feel hungry enough for the fruit. I don't know if I believe there is such a thing as healthy chips, but these crispy minis are at least not as bad for you as regular potato chips, and they still satisfy that craving for a crunch. In fact, in the spirit of full disclosure, these were actually my first snacksident. You know, like when you tell yourself, I'll just have a handful, but then you end up devouring the entire bag. This bad boy was my favorite lunch salad of the whole trip. With healthy fats, veggies that I love, and a nice light vinaigrette dressing, it was heavenly. The video doesn't do the size of it justice either. It was so big it could have had its own satellite. When I wanted a savory snack for the next stint in the van, the dill-flavored rice minis were a winner. 12 of them are only 80 calories and contain just a single gram of sugar. Vietnamese food. I'm pretty sure this one was my dirtiest dinner of the week. Who knows what sugar and oils were in it? Oh, but it was scrumptious. Halfway through our trip, we made it to my sister-in-law's house. I love that woman, and she is every bit as passionate about food as I am. And the first thing we did was make chia seed pudding. Why eat an avocado when you can look like an avocado? We've arrived last night at my beautiful sister-in-law's house and her precious pooch. This is Moose. First bite of chia seed pudding ever, actually. I've never tried it before. Here goes. I like it. I really like the cinnamon in there. That's so nice. The texture totally reminds me of those bubble teas, like eating little jelly slugs. But yummy jelly slugs. Look at those little puppy cousins. I need to wash my face because it feels as tight as a pair of Spanx. You always think you're a grown-up, intelligent human being until you try and operate somebody else's shower. Sis had a fun lunch idea for a salmon salad on homemade paleo bread. I do love to cook, but my food often ends up like my sarcasm levels, dry and overdone. She lives 7 hours away from us. I don't get to see her very often, so whenever we do get together, I pick her brain for recipes. In my opinion, the salad dressing is what makes the salad. So when we found this recipe for dinner, I was more excited than when I found out that they're making a Downton Abbey movie. And then...
Oh no, it's all over your pants. Whoa. Oh dear.
That just happened. That is what happens when you try to pick up the bowl like this with one hand and your other hand on your selfie stick. So devastating. Breakfast the next morning was another first for me. Homemade juices. I love eating at other people's houses when they have cool kitchen gadgets that I don't have. My idea of juice is concentrated from a can. So here we go, bottoms up. It tastes like a carrot, but with like a ginger aftershot. Oh, I like that one. That's so fresh. I feel like I just ate a farmer's market. Then we all set out for a hike and a picnic. Because I have a highly overactive imagination, picnics always make me feel as if I'm Julie Andrews in the Austrian Alps having a picture-perfect lunch, surrounded by woodland creatures and singing children. Expectations versus reality.
Oh no! UFO don't take!
Everything that day looked so tranquil and idealistic, but then we ended up in a place more dangerous than Indiana Jones's Temple of Doom.
Happy!
You're probably wondering how I stayed strong in there. I didn't. What can I say? YOLO? Here's another meal we experimented with. If you want the dense texture of rye toast but want to avoid flour, try these chia seed flatbreads. They were weird but satisfying. Best part about them is that they require only 3 ingredients. Also, they're not overly flavorful, so you can pair them with whatever you feel like. We topped them with chicken and salad. The next morning, Chelsea let me play with her juicer, and somehow I managed not to fling it across the kitchen like I did the salad dressing. Let me know if you would like to see a week-long juice cleanse. I think I would be down for it. Here we had rice crackers with avocado and an egg on top, and I am sold. For someone who thought she didn't even like avocados, I finished that thing like it was a cheesecake. Dinner that night was cod, prepped with coconut oil, lemon, maple syrup, and cilantro. We paired it with cauliflower mash and asparagus. The whole thing was melt in your mouth delicious. The next morning we said our goodbyes and hit the road again. I've never tried these green pea harvest snaps before, so I thought, why not? It's gotta be more healthy than gummy bears, right? But they left much to be desired. Their texture was chalky and their flavor was more bland than Kristen Stewart's acting skills. So naturally, my husband thought this was funny. We stopped for lunch at Opa and I got the Caesar salad platter with a lamb skewer. Sorry, little baby lambs, you are so cute and fluffy, but you are also succulent. Once more at the Chopped Leaf, I was this time presented with a gorgeous salad. It was like dessert because of the strawberries and craisins, and this fruity sweet vinaigrette came with it. It also had pumpkin seeds and avocado, but best of all, there was goat cheese! This was by far the cleanest I've ever eaten on a road trip. That being said, you did see I allowed myself a treat. What you didn't see was another treat that I allowed myself. It was a huge chocolate chip Tim Hortons cookie that I scarfed down faster than I could turn on my camera. But I have no regrets. Life is meant to be lived, and this summer I created memories with my family, which is more important than anything I can create in a kitchen. I hope you enjoyed the video. I post every week, so like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.